All right, the first trading day in 2023, and what a day it was. It is now 11:50, and I am mostly done for the day. So this video is gonna have two parts. One is a recap of trade alerts from last night. The second is an important announcement about, I guess, the future of this service. So please watch the full video and take notes if you need to, or just rewatch. Going to be lots of details. Anyway, let's do this quickly. Nasdaq last night 6:29 p.m. right after Globex Open. So buy 11,118, sell 11,032. By the way, I began to include gold and ES as well, and I'm going to go to them in a minute. So 6:29 was the alert. Right around 7:20 was the trigger on the short side. I don't know how many people are trading then. I actually missed that trade, even though I was in front of the computer. I missed this trade, and that happens. Anyway, Globex Open, Globex, God. London Open, those of you who trade the European Open here, broke through 11,118, went as high as 11,070 about, so gave you roughly 50 points here. During the US session, again, broke 11,118 as high as, it looks like 80 about, maybe a bit more than 80. So another nice move higher, and then they just fell apart. And very quickly, they triggered the short side at 11,032, and they're still falling now about 150 points below the trigger. But again, right, you're going for your 5 points. You at least take something off. If you're trading multiples, you at least take something off at 5 points. Then if you can hold on with the runner, maybe put your stop at break even or whatnot, or definitely at this point you would put your stop above the swing over here, and you just enjoy it. But that's difficult to do, not for everyone. Anyway, let's go next to. Let's go to oil. All right, so oil was a buy at 80.85 or a sell at 79.93. And the oil trade I actually caught shortly after posting it. And I sent the chart, let's see here. This was a short using the BWT Precision Auto Trader. I just set up the box and let it go. So 79.93 was broken. Quickly grab my $100 and a little more. So this was here. Then again, during the European Open, they went through the buy side as high as 81.46. So the buy was 80.85. So gave you about 60 points. Sorry, I had to take that phone call. So where was I? Yeah, so the European session gave you about 60 ticks over here on the buy trigger at 80.85. Now, if you did not take this, let's say, and you waited for retracement and then you took when it came up again, this is definitely a loss. It didn't go anywhere. It just touched the trigger and went nowhere. So this is definitely here a losing trade. But then afterwards, very quickly, it broke the sell trigger at 79.93 again and gave you more than $1 on the way down here. So it should have, if that's what happened, if you took along somewhere here and you hesitated over here, you should have made up your losses on this move down and still hit $100 target because it went down quite a bit more. So during the US session, during the pit open, the US session, they tried to get back up and they came close, but not quite. Then they just completely fell apart, like the NASDAQ. Did not officially gave you another short. If you had your own way of getting short, would have been a good trade. But officially here, they could not quite reach the sell trigger again. Let's do the gold. All right, so gold was a buy 1837 or a sell 1829. And funny enough, what you see here is my trade that I caught here shortly, maybe like an hour or maybe even less after I posted the numbers. There was this buy here, 1837. Again, the arbitrator was on and caught $100. So it's this over here that it's caught. Now it went up quite a bit. If we can center this a little. So from 37, the high was 56, maybe even more, like close to 57. So about $20 here. So quite a substantial move. Later on, you see what it did here. It kind of came back, just touched 1837 a bit early, I guess, around like 6:30 or something. You see here just coming in and touching this 1837, and again went up $20. Then not too long ago, again went below the trigger and triggered again. And this time the high here was 40, so 300 per contract on this move. Again under and out, and right now trading at 41. So gold gave you numerous opportunities to get your $100 per contract profit. Let's go to the ES. So the ES was a buy at 39.02 or a sell at 38.58. And again, you see this trade that happened shortly after I posted it. I posted it like here, and the trade took place close to 8 o'clock. So what was this trade? It was here. This was the ES trade again, using the precision auto trader. Grabbed $100 here on a short side, which is and left some on the table, of course. But anyway, later on, again, European Open broke through 902 for a buy, and the high is 575. So in this case, it only gave you the 2 points, the $100 per contract, a bit more than that, but call it just 2 points, $100 per contract, which should be, as I always say, your goal, or at least take something off at that point. Did not trigger again. This is the high here is actually 0150. 0150. So 02 was not triggered here. And during US session, just like the NASDAQ, broke down, really gave you no heat. And then look what they did. Make this bigger. Just, I love seeing this kind of stuff. Coming back again around 11, back above the trigger, but just barely. The high is 60.50. So just 6 ticks above. And this is a great trade because your stop would be slightly above the swing, which is just 2 points. And then they just took it down. Currently trading at 29, call it 30, 38.30. So again, well over $1,000 per contract on this move, but you would just after 2 points, right? $100 per contract. Okay, so that's it for the recap. Now the second part is really important. It's about the future of what I'm doing here and what's to come, I guess. So please watch the second half. About a month ago, I was approached by a prop firm who asked me if I would like to kind of partner with them and provide, I guess, an advisory service, a trade alert service for their customers. I was a bit skeptical, but said, fine, I have to run some kind of beta testing first. So 18 traders volunteered for this service, and over the past month, every evening, I've been sending buy and sell prices for the Nasdaq and crude oil, and then those numbers would trigger over time, depending. Every day was different. Sometimes they would trigger overnight. Very often, even if they triggered overnight, they would still trigger during the US session. So out of the 18, I've only been getting consistent feedback from 11, kind of what I expected, you know. From the 11 that I have received, feedbacks from definitely 9 are very solid, and 2 traders I think are a bit iffy. I think they're still overall profitable, but I would put them in, I guess, the iffy category. They just might need a bit more work, but I think they're on their way. Anyway, the negotiations fell apart, as I suspected they would, because we are after very different things. So let me explain. I am first and foremost a trader. I trade. That's what I do. I'm not a software developer. I'm not some trading room guru. I trade. I trade private equity and I trade prop firm accounts. I do not trade my own money because of psychological reasons. For whatever reason, I just am not able to trade my own money. It's a weakness of mine. I am aware of it, and that's why I'm not doing it. So the negotiations fell apart, and I brought it up to the group, and I was encouraged by the beta testing group to go on my own. If I'm gonna do it on my own, I want to be different than anything else out there. I want to bring as much value as possible to the table. So, I made just a quick outline of what the service is going to be. So the website is still being worked on. It's not ready, but I think we can start even before it's ready. And I'm going to get to that a bit later. So I'm going to basically expand on what I have been doing. So far, I only gave alerts for Nasdaq and crude oil. As of last night, I also added gold and S&P 500, and I am looking to add Russell and Dow. The idea is I want to give as many opportunities as possible for traders to hit their daily profit goal. I was also playing around with, I made a video of real-time demonstration of it, and I explained the challenges of real-time breakout box alerts. I am going to try this. But you see there was a star next to it. Just I will go into it a bit later. It's a bit more involved. I'm going to create a channel again in Telegram where myself and the traders would be able to share charts and any questions a trader might have. My idea is if we can work together, we can help each other be successful. I am also, depending on if and how many questions there are, maybe every other week there's going to be a meeting via a Zoom or GoToMeeting or something like that, where we can get together. And if you guys have specific questions for me, something is unclear, and like a lot of you would have the same kind of an issue. If that happens, I would try my best to answer it in that meeting. Now, if a trader is still struggling, if there is just something that gets in the way, I will provide one-to-one session but you will have to work around my schedule. I get extremely busy. It would definitely be not between Monday and Wednesday, to be like Thursday and Friday, and probably in the afternoon. So that's how that would work. But really, what I'm after, if you ask me, what is the point of this? What am I after? I want a community of profitable traders, but not just profitable traders. I'm looking for 100% profitable traders. Not that does not mean that you make money on every trade, of course. That means that overall, the traders in this community are going to be profitable. And I'm gonna just, with all of this, and if needed, one on one, I think it's a possible goal. Like I said, out of 11 traders who participated in beta testing and communicated with me, uh, 9 are definitely uh, profitable. And I said 2 are probably profitable, but I'm not completely sure. So it is possible, and I think we can achieve it, even though only 4% of retail traders out there are consistently profitable. In this community, I want to achieve uh, just 100%. Everyone should be profitable. Um, Now, that's actually not that unusual. That's not what broke the negotiations. Um, so there are places that kind of offer something like this for pretty good price. They're definitely on the expensive side, especially once you go to one-on-one mentoring. Um, but what actually broke the negotiations was the following. So, what I suggested was that instead of us telling the traders what they should pay as a monthly subscription, um, I'm want to go to the traders and ask them, what is all this worth to you on monthly basis? How much, given everything that I'm bringing, what kind of value is this for you? So you as a trader, as a subscriber, as a member, will decide how much you pay every month. So I had to create a minimum, obviously, and of course, $50 is a joke. I mean, I think with everything I'm giving, I would like to think that people realize it's worth a lot more than $50 a month. I just had to create a minimum. This is not a suggested price. This is just a minimum, just to create some kind of a minimum amount to work with. But I wanted it to be up to the trader, which was a completely no with them. And if I told you how much they actually wanted to charge for everything I listed, that it was ridiculous, because they pretty much wanted to nickel and dime you. In other words, since the beta test was for only 2 instruments, right, Nasdaq and crude oil, they said, well, if they want 2 more, they have to pay more, and if they want 6, well, they have to pay more. And if they want the breakout box alerts, well, they got to pay more. That's just not what I want, because my goal is 100% success rate with profitability overall for the traders in the community. Now, I can only take 50 traders at this point. Why? Again, because I might have to work with a number of traders who might be struggling. Now, like I said again, out of 11, maybe 2 are struggling. So I'm thinking out of 50, it might be 10. So 10 is a fairly big number, again, given my schedule. I am a trader first, going back to that. So a lot of my time is spent trading and planning trades, right? So I am limited in time, and if I'm going to assume that 10 traders at the very least, maybe might need help out of 50, I really cannot take more than 50 traders at this point. Um, as I see things are going well, if I'm seeing that all of the 50 traders who communicate with me are giving me positive um, feedback and everything is good, then I'll open up the door for um, for additional traders. But I just have to start with no more than 50. So yeah, so this was that did not go well with the prop firm, but that's not even all. There was a next thing that may be even more shocking. So hold on one second. All right, so this, yeah, that's not something that, as far as I know, exists in the industry. All right, um, the trading alerts that I am sending every evening, those buy and sell prices for anywhere from 4 to 6 instruments. I am guaranteeing the performance of those signals to generate a profit at the very least twice that of your subscription that you decided on, the amount that you decided on for that month. For example, if you pay $200 for the month, the signals will generate a profit of at least 400. Why do I say the signals and not your performance? Because in reality, there is no way for me to guarantee your performance. If you think of it as an equation, right? What do I have control over? I have control over the numbers that I am posting. I do not have control over when are you free to trade, your internet connection. Maybe you have some discipline issues. Maybe if you take a loss, you start increasing contracts or whatnot. I have no control over number one, the market, that's for sure. I don't know when prices are going to trigger. And of course, I have no control over how you handle these trades. The only thing I have control over are the alerts, the signals, the prices. That I have control over, and that is my guarantee. So the guarantee is for the signals. The signals will produce profit of at least twice that of the amount that you agreed to pay for that month. Uh, I mean, I have no doubt about the signals. It still does not mean that you will be profitable. And only thing I can tell you is I will work with you. I am not here to take your money. I am not, and I don't want money I did not earn. So officially, the guarantee is for the signals. But believe me, if you work with me and you attend the meetings and you tell me that you're struggling and you let me help you, it will not even be an issue. But the prop firm did not. I mean, this was not even. As soon as I suggested that, no way, no way, no way. Again, they're after different things. I want successful traders. They just want something else. Um, so, what's going to happen is this. Um, the website is not running yet. In the description below, and I know those of you who did the beta testing already did something like that, but I would need it again. There was a paragraph, basic stuff we all know about, stating that there was a risk of loss in trading. We all traded our own risk, and nothing that I am giving is an investment advice. So you would simply copy paste this in an email to me, put your name underneath, and say that you are interested to join the group that I'm going to have. In return, I will send you a PayPal link. And as I said, you will decide the value, you will decide how much to pay. And just there was a $50 minimum and 50 traders. I really cannot do, at this point, I cannot do more than 50. Let's see how things go. If things go smoothly and everyone is happy, I'll be able to accept more. Right now, it's just 50. So again, the email is in the description below. So is the risk disclosure paragraph. And I hope to hear from you soon. If something is not clear, again, either write it in the comments or email me and ask me questions. I will answer. As far as the website's not going to be much. It's just going to be a basic description of what we are doing and some kind of a PayPal link. And all right, my phone is ringing again. I got to take this phone call. So thank you guys. I hope to hear from you soon, and watch for numbers tonight on Telegram. All right, so a quick summary.